Hey everyone, it's Ted. Today I'm covering a reference book. This is the Space 1999 Moon Base Alpha Technical Operations Manual. Uh, this is based off the 1975 series Space 1999 about uh, a group of crew aboard Moonbase Alpha on the moon after it gets blown out of orbit. This manual is written and stuff like you're being like you're a crew member being stationed on Moonbase Alpha. And this is the reference, the background, equipment, layout of the base. So get your basic opening. It has a rundown of the crew and starts off with a history of the world and everything, leading up to the incidents, how the base was built, the full layout of the base, where it's located, geographical references around satellites around the moon, space stations. Then it goes to the layout. It gives like if you're like this, like say when you stationed there, this is the full layout and stuff. And if you want to do modeling, if you're building dioramas of the base, this has beautiful photos of all or how everything was laid out, the color schemes. If you're doing a miniature game based off the moon base has their uniforms and stuff. So has the interior layout, what's the different kind of equipment and stuff. It has two different ones because it has second season and first season. So second season they remodeled the base, so there's a different layout for the second season compared to the first season. So two different ways, hallways. So if you want to do miniature game with the layout of the base itself, this shows you what the walls look like and stuff, the floors, um, the lifts and stuff, travel tubes, where they go to. So it has very detailed layout of it and stuff. So it's a really neat book. So I say if you're a fan of Space 1999, this gives a really in-depth look at all the different layouts, the comms posts, what everything is, what their equipment is, and medical. So everywhere where they had a set filmed, it has a hazardous material lab, power supply. So if you watch the series, this has every room that a plot took place in the series. Look at this. It has every detail and stuff, every room, how they're laid out. Eagle hangers. I always love the eagles. I don't know why. It just really fascinated me. The look and stuff. It's very. It has a full diagram of the eagle hanger. So if you want to do like a model of it, it's all laid out. The equipment, support, the vehicles. It has the other hangar, which has moon equipment and stuff, moon buggies and stuff, different more eagles. It has landing pads, maintenance. This is where they actually can build eagles. One thing it never came in, but they can actually build their own eagles too. So in the series, you always wonder they lose these eagles, and they always have more. And the explanation is they can actually build more. So they explain that more 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 places. Their mines. They actually had a whole full mines and stuff. This is where you get the minerals and to build armories, laser cannons, gravity towers. This is how they got this is how they explain how they had gravity. had gravity on the moon base, but once you left the base, you didn't have gravity, and they explained how they how the gravity generators work and stuff. Main computer, and they said this was considered a very small computer. Then you go into what caused them. It has the nuclear waste dumps, the ships that took the waste to the moon, or the place where everything happened, caused the storage, and how the whole thing happened, how the moon broke away from the Earth. And he goes into in depth on the transport eagles and all the history of the eagles, the originals, and how they developed into the full eagles. And detailed outline and stuff. So if you want to model a very detailed look of an eagle, they have it, and the color schemes and stuff. The interior layout of the pilots. Very beautiful paintings. The interior of the eagles. So I know where everything is located and stuff. The color. And all the different modules. So if you want to do an eagle with different kind of modules, they have all the different modules that was used on the eagles. And it has a breakdown of what was inside each of the modules. So another handy for modelers and stuff like that. You can get a nice detailed look of it. And so I try to find photos, reference photos. This book actually has nice 3D drawings of the interiors of all the modules. The science module, the rescue pod. It has the lasers that were equipped on the Eagles. Turret mounted. They had a turret mounted one, and they had a couple chin and a tail gun. Long range sensor modes, better jump packs, claws. So if you want, as I can say, if you want to do an eagle and you want to do something completely different, the book has what you need to do that. So instead of doing the straight eagle, you can do one of the other ones just to make it stand out. The engines. What happens if you have an emergency? So it kind of covers all of. And what's nice here is they have all the other ships that either were the background or were used in other instances and stuff like that. So they have worker pods, this moon-based space station. Moon buggies. Their land vehicles. How they were transported and stuff and what was aboard them. And a lot of these came around in the second season instead of the first season, so they added a lot of stuff. Moon hoppers. Hawks. Basically, they were fighters. They were actually. What's interesting is like they were alien craft, but their design stuff was so close to the Earth's kind. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and a lot of background too. Cargo ships. It has interior of craft and stuff. Probe ships. So it has so much information. Yeah, really. If you read this, you watch a series, it actually brings more information to it that they never told you in the series, but book re breaks it down. Yeah. The uniforms. So I'm saying if you want to do a miniature game and stuff, I guess the uniforms, what they wore and everything, and services and what they're used for. And a lot of shows I've seen said, oh, how they copied Star Trek. They kind of maybe Star Trek, but they had their own take to it. So they were explorers, but they were unwitting explorers and stuff. So instead of a starship, they had a moon. So the adventures they went on and stuff. So they had their own way of doing stuff. And like in Star Trek, as everybody else is out for the Federation, here they're still humans. So it just had their own work on it, which it was a good series. I remember watching it when I was a kid, so I got really into it. Their equipment, helmets, the colors and stuff, communications. Very break down the communication, what each part it was for, weapons. Recording equipment, sensors, everything that was used. It breaks down the officers, but it has breakdown of the officers, their history and stuff. So it has people from the first season and the second season all rolled into one. In the back, it has about all the alien stuff, different aliens they met, what they encountered. Very in depth and stuff. So when they put this together, they really did a nice in depth work on it. These people really love the series and what they did. So if you're looking for something different, if you're a Space 99 lover, this is a book to have on your shelf. Um, it does bring a lot more of the series to light and stuff like that. Makes it a little bit more wonder. And if you want to do a miniature game or something, you want to do something different based on it, this has an in-depth look on painting, organization, and stuff of different stuff. So, hope you liked it. It's a little bit different than a historical book. It's sci-fi, but it's future history that hasn't happened yet. But technically, this has happened. So this happened 24 years ago. So this is possible future that took place in the past. Uh, so I hope you enjoyed that. Until later, guys. Have a good day.